Hello friends, today is our topic is tax credit for college students. So let's start. Student tax credit 2022 education tax credit information form 1098.T. The 1098T is an informational form, however, it may not contain all the information needed to determine the education tax credit and is not attached to the taxpayer's federal income tax return. The tax credit is calculated based on actual payments made and the tax credit is claimed on IRS Form 8863. Details of payments posted to the student's account are available online to students via the Secure My SLCC student portal following the directions given below. In previous years, SLCC reported qualified charges in Box 2 of Form 1098.T due to a change in institutional reporting requirements under federal law beginning with the tax year 2018. SLCC will report payments made for qualified tuition and related expenses during the applicable calendar year in Box 1. In addition to the payments made for quarter in Box 1, there may be other qualifying education expenses such as textbooks and required course supplies to be considered when determining the tax credit. Because the tax credit is based on payments for all qualifying expenses, the determined tax credit may not agree with the payments reported to the IRS on Form 1098/T. Please note that SLCC is not required to furnish a Form 1098/D for the following. Number 1. Courses for which no academic credit is offered even if the student is otherwise enrolled in a degree program. Number 2. Non-resident alien students unless requested by the student. Number 3. Students whose qualified tuition and related expenses are entirely waived or paid entirely with scholarships. And number 4. Students for whom we do not maintain a separate financial account and whose qualified tuition and related expenses are covered by a formal billing arrangement between the institution and the student's employer or a governmental entity such as the Department of Veterans Affairs or the Department of Defense. The taxpayer must determine and calculate the appropriate tax credit he or she may be eligible to claim on the 2022 federal income tax return. Please consult IRS regulations and instructions and or a tax professional for assistance in claiming your education credits. Specific information and instructions can be found in the following IRS forms and publications. IRS Form 8863 Education Credits, IRS Publication 970 Tax Benefits for Education. Next, Web Access Instructions and 1098T Mailing Status. The 1098T forms for 2022 will be mailed or if opted and delivered electronically to students on or before January 31st, 2023. Per IRS regulations, forms are mailed only to students enrolled in courses taken for academic credit, meaning those courses that lead to a post-secondary degree or other recognized post-secondary educational credential. However, all students may see a facsimile of the 1098T form and details of all payments and charges posted to their account via the SLCC My SLCC website using the following directions. Navigate to log in by entering your username and password. Click on the Academics and Records tabs. Under the Academic Records section, find and click on 1098T tax notification form. Enter 2022 for the tax year and click the Submit button. Please note that final amounts for 2022 will not be available until January 31st, 2023. Previous year 1098T information may be viewed and obtained by entering the appropriate tax year in this field. This information can be printed for the taxpayer's record. Section 1st. Descriptions of amounts found on Form 1098T. Box 1 Payments received for qualified tuition and related expenses. Box 1 of Form 1098T reports the quota paid during the calendar year. Quota includes tuition fees and courses material required for a student to be enrolled at or attend SLCC, but it does not include the following: amounts paid for any course or other education involving sports, games, or hobbies, unless the course or other education is part of the student's degree program or is taken to acquire to improve job skills. Fees for room, board, insurance, medical expenses, including student health fees, transportation, and similar personal living or family expenses. Note that the amount reported in box first is not necessarily the amount the student paid out of pocket per quarter, but the amount paid from any source, including scholarships or grants. Box 5 Scholarships or grants. Box 5 of Form 1098T reports the total scholarships, grants, waivers, or sponsor paid amounts that were received and posted to a student's amount in the calendar year 2022. Student loans received are not considered financial aid but are considered student payments. The amount of any scholarship or grants reported for the calendar year and other similar amounts not reported because they are not administered and proceed by SLCC may reduce the amount of any allowable education credit the student is entitled to. Box 6 Adjustment to scholarship or grants for a previous year. Colleges are required to report adjustment to scholarship or grants for school semester that were reported on a previous year Form 1098T if those adjustments occurred during the 2022 calendar year. Any adjustments that would have increased the previous year's reported scholarships or grants received are added to the current year reporting in box 5 and should be included with your current year tax credit calculation. However, any adjustment that would have decreased the amount reported as scholarship or grants on a previous year form are reported in box 6. Please consult IRS regulations and instructions and or a tax professional for assistance in calculating and claiming an education tax credit. Section 2 Description of available education tax credits. American Opportunity Credit and Lifetime Learning Tax Credit. There are two tax credits for qualifying higher education expenses. The American Opportunity Credit, a modification of the previously known HOPE credit, and the Lifetime Learning Credit. Both credits are claimed by filling IRS Form 8863 with the taxpayer's federal income tax return. The credits are available to help eligible family individuals reduce the amount they pay out of pocket for tuition and other qualified education expenses for post-secondary education.